How are we doing? What's up, YouTube? Give me a comment if you're out there. Let me know how's the sound, how is everything? Can you see me? If I go like that, you can't really see me, so I'm gonna go like this. Someone is commenting from Uzbekistan. That is awesome. Uzbekistan. So guys, today we're gonna have some fun together. But just to get this started, I wanted to talk about something that has been on my mind a lot. And after I get this little speech done, I'm gonna turn this into more of a conversation, check the comments, and try to talk as much as we can. But just for a minute, I want to talk about social media. It's what we're using right now. It's what so many of us are using to get through this time. And it's funny because in this society, like, it's pretty common to hate on social media, to say, like, I mean, we all know the negative sides of it, right? We all know, like, it's kind of a fake reality, and it's not, like, there are problems with social media. But last night, I was staying up late at night, and I was just thinking about stuff, and I started to think, you know, could you imagine if this situation the world is in had happened 20 years ago, and we didn't have YouTube, we didn't have video chats, we didn't have Facebook or Instagram or anything, any way to connect with our friends? We would have been very alone. And I think, yeah, that's right, Albie. Everyone smash that like. Yeah, smash the like that lets YouTube know that people are watching. That's super good idea. But just to finish this thought, I think that in this moment, I'm actually a fan of social media. Not too much, like, you shouldn't let it control your life. But I find it so cool just to go on Instagram and see what some of my friends are doing in other cities, and see that collectively we're all having this experience together. Even if it's a negative experience for a lot of people, there's something about solidarity. There's something about that social element of knowing that we're all in this together. You know, like, slowly everyone's hair is getting longer because we can't get, like, I don't know where you're living, but where I'm living, you can't get a haircut anymore because, like, hairdressers are non-essential businesses. I think in Canada and the US, it's like that. In most of Europe, I think it's like that. But if one person's hair gets long and crazy, it's kind of like, oh, what's wrong with this guy? But if it's everyone, it's just like, hey, let's party. Let's grow our hair out. Let's see what happens, you know? So that's what I've been thinking about late at night. Love to know what you guys think on that topic of, well, not our hair, but just the topic of, like, social media and how we are connected. We are, as I say in this video, apart, but together. Apart, but together. I think that's why I've been doing daily videos like this. People who watch my channel for a while, you know I don't usually do this. I might do one video a week, maybe 2 videos a week, and they're mostly about travel. It's not like one-on-one like this. But I just feel like at this time, what the world needs more than anything is connection. We're all disconnected, and we need to keep connected. And everyone has a role to play. For some people, that means calling your parents or calling your friends. For me, I built this channel. I don't know how I built this channel. I don't know why all you people are spending your time watching me. I will never figure that out. But now that I have this audience, I feel like if this video can make at least a couple people smile or make you feel less alone during this time, that's why I'm doing this. I stopped caring a long time ago about like views or subscriber counts. Like, I'm not gonna lie, getting 100,000 subscribers was a great moment. I felt like, wow, like, this was like a milestone I reached. But since then, I don't care. Like, if I lose 20,000 subs because people are just like, Dan is just rambling on live videos, we don't know what happened to the new travel, that's cool. It wasn't meant to be. But if I can help a few people out with videos like this, with some real talk, then I'll feel proud of what I did during this time. And that's why I'm making these videos. Okay, let me check the comments and see what's going on here. One of my friends, Julia, had a great idea right before this started. She said everyone should say what country they're from, and then I will let you know what I know about that country, or try to describe that country in a few words. So maybe that's a little game we could play. Real quick, everyone who is from, well, everyone's from somewhere, so just let me know where you're from in the comments. I was gonna say everyone who's from a country, then I'm like, Dan, everyone has a country. What are you talking about? Maria is from France. No, what? I can't even think right now. Maria is from Canada. Canada is my country, so I know a little bit about it. It's cold. It's usually peaceful. And there aren't that many people on the streets. Whenever I make videos in Canada, Mexicans are like, ¿Dónde es toda la gente? That means, where are all the people? And I'm like, well, yeah, we have cars. We usually we don't spend as much time on the sidewalks. So that's Canada. Texas, someone says Texas is a country. Yeah, I believe that. Everything's bigger in Texas. That's all I know about Texas. Love from Pakistan. Oh, well, thank you, Pakistan. You know what I know about Pakistan? It's a country that is very misrepresented. People have an idea that it's a place that you shouldn't get to, but everyone I know who's been to Pakistan has met the coolest people, say the hospitality is amazing, the food is amazing, the landscapes. There are landscapes in Pakistan that look a lot like the Rocky Mountains in Canada. Like, you'd be amazed how beautiful it is. I am from Brazil. I mean, Brazil is the country that actually the thumbnail for this video is from Brazil. And Brazil is, Brazil is another world. It's so much to do and see down there. Oh my God, we got lots of Brazilians. Shout out to all the Brazilians in the comments. Hello from New York City. New York City, I have a love-hate relationship with. It's like slightly too crazy for me. It's like slightly too many people. And maybe that's because I grew up in a smaller city. I grew up in Winnipeg, a city of about 500,000 people. So I like people, I like cities, but New York was like, maybe it's because I was visiting Manhattan and that's like the center of the madness, you know? But New York, I love the city, I love all the restaurants and stuff, but a little bit too crazy. What else we got? I don't want to miss any. Oh my God, there's so many. Okay, India, you guys know I love India. Great food, great people, cultural diversity, that's India. Canada, I've done that. Poland, okay. I don't know a lot about Poland, but I had a friend in school named Maria, and she was from Poland, and she was one of the nicest people I've ever met. So maybe people are really friendly in Poland? Is that true? I don't know, but I'd like to get to Poland. Brazil, done it. Mexico, I mean, guys, I've done 100 videos talking about Mexico. I think you all know Mexico has a piece of my heart. Mexico is, what is Mexico? Mexico is a place that I arrived in just thinking I would find like beach resorts and desert, because that's all I had ever seen in the media. I didn't know Mexico. I went there like opening a book that I had no idea what I was going to discover. And every chapter of that book blew me away and continues to blow me away. So Mexico is something special. Hello from a Mexican trapped in France. I hope you can still find some good tacos. I feel for you. Brazil, England. Shout out to England. Yeah, you guys are kind of like, I mean, Canada's a bit similar to England, but you guys are more like old school. You still have the Queen and stuff. Portugal, I'd like to get there too. Winnipeg, yeah, Winnipeg, shout out to Winnipeg, my city. I live in Houston, says someone. Yeah, Houston has a lot of Mexican culture as well. Brazil, India, Mexico, yeah. I think I got most of them. It's really cool to see where everyone watches from. I had a comment at the beginning saying shout out from Uzbekistan. It really goes to show that we have people from all over the place. If you're just arriving, be sure to leave a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. Leave a like if you can. And yeah, I think, as I was saying at the beginning, I wanted to do these videos not so much for me to just be like, you know, like I don't really pick a theme for this video, because what I've realized is it's helpful to have people to talk to, during a time like this. I really appreciate the talks with my family and friends. And to me, the New Travel, like, you're just an extension of my friends. You guys are all like, even the ones I haven't met. Like, when I was in Mexico City, this weird thing kept happening where people would like meet me on the street and they'd recognize me from the videos and they'd say like, "Hey Dan, how's it going?" I'd be like, "Oh hey, do I know you?" And then I realized like they knew me from the video. And it's funny because when that happens, like if someone knows me from, like, maybe they saw one of my videos and they're like, "Oh hey Dan, like I recognize you," then they know a little bit. But if someone has watched like 50 of my videos, it's like, you know so much about me. You probably know me better than my real friends, because like they don't all watch my YouTube channel. Most of them don't. So I'm like, okay, if you've been watching my last 50 videos, you know me better than almost anyone. I don't even know your name yet. So it's like a slightly weird thing for a minute, but then you start talking and you realize everyone's cool, everyone's friendly. And that's the cool thing about this social media stuff. For all the problems it has, it does help us stay connected, even through dark times. What else we got going on in the comments? Brazil. How's Brazil doing right now? I haven't heard a lot of news about Brazil in terms of the whole pandemic stuff. I don't know if I should even talk about the pandemic. It's like the elephant in the room that's on everyone's mind. Sometimes it's useful to have someone to talk to about that stuff. Sometimes it's better to just avoid it and talk about like travel and other things that I like. As a content creator, you're very much kind of trapped in the middle, because if you do a video that's just like, here I am traveling as usual, to me it feels out of place. It feels like this isn't the time for that. But if you only do content about the current situation, after a while it's like people don't want to hear that anymore, because it's like we need distractions. We need like our life to go on with too, So for the past week, some of you will see I've been doing some like good news about the coronavirus, trying to share some positive stories to show us that there still is good in the world right now. I think it's very important to remember that. And this weekend, I decided to do these live streams just to check in and just to hang out for a bit. Because I know we all have time, we're all, I shouldn't assume that everyone in every country is inside right now, but I think pretty soon it's going to be everyone, because it really is a global thing. Like, we all need to stop this. Someone says, why don't your friends watch your videos? My parents watch my videos. My friends, why don't my friends watch my videos? There's like two kinds of friends. I have friends who are YouTubers too, and some of them will watch my videos. But the thing is, when you're a YouTuber, you spend so much time making the videos that like you kind of want to break from YouTube. Like, I'm friends with Kinetic Cannons from Mexico. I'm friends with Here Be Bar from New York City. I'm friends with, I don't need to name drop all these, but like I have other YouTube friends, and some of them, I'll check in every once in a while and see what's going on with their life. But like, I spend enough time on my videos. When I want my time off, I'm like, okay, let me see what else is going on. Let me read a book. Thanks, Gerald. Thanks for the, enjoy your favorite beverage on me. Cheers. Boy, oh boy. If I was in Mexico right now, I'd have a michelada. If I was in Brazil, I would have it's not a beverage, but I'd probably have one of those Oh, what's it called? I forgot. Yeah, the acai bowls. You know those like that purple fruit they have in Brazil? I'd have one of those for sure. They're so refreshing. Someone said you know how to read. Well, I just read your comment, didn't I? So, oh, boom, mind blown. Yeah, I know how to read. I'm one of the few YouTubers who knows how to read. I actually used to write a blog about travel before I ever did the YouTube stuff. I'm very much, I used to be like a bit of a bookworm. I used to love reading and writing, and I still do. But I found YouTube was the most effective way to share my travels, you know? Like there's something about a travel video. Like I would write blog posts about the places I would go, and then I'd do a video. And the video always got like 10 times as many views as the blog post, because it's like if you're traveling, you can just see the world through someone else's lens, and you can immediately say like, yes, I want to go there. Whereas if you're writing, it's a bit harder to describe what's actually going on. Alden says he's going to sleep. Good night, man. Are you into photography? I've become into photography because of my travels a little bit, or no, because of my like video work. Actually, let me show you guys something. Oh, come on. Let's take a little walk. Yep. I just bought this like a couple days ago. I bought this right before Montreal went into lockdown mode. I went to Best Buy and I got a new tripod. So I can set my camera on the tripod. And that can let me get some more professional footage than I used to get. For anyone who wonders what my camera looks like, this is the camera I'm using these days. It's a Canon 90D. And I got a microphone that goes on top. And I got a tripod, small little tripod that I'll hold underneath it. I'm not gonna set all that up right now. This is kind of like my, this is my camera graveyard. No, it's not a graveyard. It's just where my cameras chill for now. One day I will use you again. One day. What else is going on in the comments, guys? What else is going on? What else is going on? Hi, I just want to be your friend. I'm only 8. Are you really? Are you really only 8? Shout out to you. You know what you should do? You should start a YouTube channel right now if you're 8. And by the time you're 18, you'll be the next, I don't know, Logan Paul. Who's famous on YouTube these days? Who's like someone who's young who's famous on YouTube? I don't know. What's your favorite taco? Definitely Al Pastor. Definitely tacos Al Pastor. But, you know, I got something I got to share with you guys. This goes back to the topic for today, which is apart but together. I got something I got to share with you. I'm not going to read the name of who this is from because I didn't actually ask if I could share this, but it's such a positive story. I think it's okay to share it. It says, "Hola Dan, I've been watching your videos for a while now. I just don't like to write in your comment section. Since now we're living in such an important event in human life, I thought I'd write you an email to say thank you. Thank you for giving us your support. You made me smile a few times today with your live stream video. I've stayed home for 3 weeks now and can stay many months if needed. Our quarantine is until April 19th. I'm 57 and have read a lot of books about world history and have a good understanding about getting the right information. But you're such an intelligent person." I don't know about that, but that's what the email says. "That I make sure I listen to your videos, especially now. I learned so much from watching your videos, and your kindness and sincerity are what we need right now." That's an email from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. So I hope that didn't come across like I'm just trying to like pat myself in the back or something. The reason I read that is because it's like I get messages like that, and it makes me feel like what I'm doing is much bigger than just me. And I feel like, especially when the world is going through tough times, that's the mentality we have to have. It will make it easier for us to get through it and for other people to get through it. Because like, everyone's going through a tough time right now. I am, I'm sure a lot of you are. Everyone has their own unique problem right now. But the only way to get through that is to help each other. And if this video in some little way helps some people, then I feel like I made good use of my Sunday. The other weird thing is, I've been thinking about this, like, people in healthcare are heroes right now. They're the ones who are actually like dealing with this situation day after day after day. But most of us, our role to play is just kind of stay home and avoid crowds and not do too much. So you start to wonder, like, what is my purpose? If all I have to do is stay home, like, what's the purpose? What can each of us do to have a role to play? Like, if your grandkids 50 years from now are asking you about like what happened in 2020 with this virus, what did you do? How did you make it through? Do you want to tell them that, you know, you watched all your favorite Netflix shows and you grew a very long beard and like, you know, you just kind of chilled? Or do you want to say that you were part of making a difference in some little way for some little people? I think that's something we should all strive for. And obviously, like, I'm no different than anyone watching out there. That's one thing I try to stress on this channel. Like, I got the new travel. I built this. I don't know how, but I don't ever want you guys to think like somehow I'm different, because I'm not. Like, I'm just a guy who started filming with a little camera, started making travel videos, eventually bought a bigger camera, eventually got a bit better at making videos. Some people would say I'm still not that good, but I try to be honest about the places I visit too, and I try to share the experience of traveling, which is what I love doing the most. And that's where I find my purpose. And I think each of us needs to find a purpose at a time like this. As good as it is to consume videos and to like watch TV and stuff, find what you really want to be doing. Because deep down there's something for everyone. There's something that in normal life you feel like you don't have enough time to do, or you don't have enough motivation to do. If you're someone like me who doesn't really have a job at the moment, who's just staying home, recommended to socially isolate, use this time to figure out who you are and who you want to be, because you'll never have a better chance than this. Like, let's be honest. I don't mean to become like a philosopher about this stuff, but I think it's true. And I hope, I hope that message reaches some people. And as Cordova says, the most important thing, let's be positive. Yes, let's be positive. Let's be positive, because there are too many negative people out there. And it's very easy to let your mind float into that negative space. But you just need to focus every second on, well, not every second, but you need to focus on controlling your mind and making the situation into whatever it can be. I'm just gonna check some comments here. Someone asked, what's your favorite place in Montreal? There's a great bagel place. Oh, what's it called? Is it I'll leave a comment later about the bagel place if you really want to know it. But there's great bagels in the city. There's also a great deli called Schwartz's Deli. It's a very touristic place, but like seriously, it's the best sandwich you'll ever have. Yeah, Schwartz's Deli. Oh, I could go for one of those right now. Don't ask me food questions, guys. You're gonna make me hungry. What else we got going on? The best way to control mind is by doing meditation. I would agree with that. I don't meditate daily. I used to meditate daily, and I should probably get back into it. I find that, yeah, just listening to your thoughts and being aware of your thoughts is really a good move. Are there donaires there? We have some donaires. We have a lot of Greek restaurants in Montreal. There's a lot of Greek and Italian people here too. I can't wait to show you guys more videos of this city. To be honest, it's a really awesome place in summertime. It's very underrated place, very multicultural, and lots of parks and festivals, and yeah, I just can't wait to show that all off again. Do you have any book recommendations? Yeah, I do actually. Come on. What do we have here? Okay. What do we have? These are all books I've read already. This one's about marketing. If you want to grow a business, that's a good one. This one's kind of about the apocalypse, so maybe it's a bit heavy for right now, but it's also a good book. This one's by the Dalai Lama. It was a good one. That's a few of the books I got going on right now. I'm using this as a chance to read, guys. Like honestly, I'm trying to read maybe an hour a day if I can. I'm trying to make the most of this time. And now I'm gonna take you guys on a little walk. Okay, I need to give you a heads up. The Wi-Fi on one side of my apartment isn't very strong. So if I'm afraid if I walk too far, it's gonna suddenly cut out. But I want to give Nari a chance to say hello because she's over here making some delicious food. Nari.
Hi.
How you doing?
Pretty good, yeah.
Caught you with a potato in your hand.
No.
Ooh.
I'm cooking.
Ooh. Do you have any message to the people at YouTube? Come.
I think I...
Oh, you don't want to?
Today.
No message today?
Oh, of course, yeah. Have a fun Sunday.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's all.
Okay. Nari's busy, obviously, cooking, but one thing I did want to point out, one piece of good news, is that Korea is doing much better than they were a few weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know this, but Korea, at one point, they were like the second country with the most cases after China. Wasn't that true?
Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad.
And now things are doing much better, including the city where Nari's family is at. So that's really good news that we're happy about. All right? And now I'm going to let you do your stuff. But yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Yeah, Nari's my girlfriend. People who have been watching my channel for a while know that. People who haven't might not know that because, well, I mean, I didn't talk about all of this on the videos, but Nari's a bit more introverted than me, so she's not like, YouTube's my thing, not her thing. So we kind of realized together that it's probably best for me to do the videos without making Nari talk if she doesn't like really want to share that much on the internet, you know, because it is like, you got to think, it is something you want to be committed to. You don't want someone putting a camera on you if you don't want to be like talking. I asked her today and she said she'd say hi, so that's why I did that. But yeah, no, Nari's great, and we're definitely very, very grateful to be together during this time. And yeah, as I was saying about Korea is really giving me hope for the future because they were at a point they were getting like 700, 800 new cases a day. Now they're at like 100. Like they started to go way, way, way up, and then they went down. And they did that because they took social isolation very seriously. And that's definitely the way that countries like Canada and the US are going to get past this too. So, I mean, you guys have all heard this on the TV and stuff. We all kind of know that social distancing is important at this point. But to me, like, Korea is the proof that it works because they are doing much better. So, yeah, as someone says, save lives, just chill. That's a great way to put it. Save lives, just chill. And it's a very weird situation because, like, when you're at home, you kind of think, oh, like, I'm just one person. I might not make a difference. Like, why don't I just go outside and meet my friends? My friends, if you think this way, like, I'm young, my friends are young, we're not going to die, we'll be okay. And then you just go out and act like normal. While it's true that you might be okay, you could easily get sick and then like pass it on to your parents or grandparents or friends or anyone you happen to pass on the street. So it's the ripple effect of what that action could cause that really causes the problems. So I think if there's anyone, I don't mean to like preach my opinion too much because I know you guys all know this by now, but just in case there's even one person out there who's still thinking that it's okay to like go to parties and it's okay to act normal. Just realize like we all want things to be normal. We all want to get back to it. But the only way to get there is to, you know that expression, flatten the curve. That's the only way to get there. We need to stop the cases going up and start them going down. And that means social distancing from everyone. And as I understand it, it might take a week or more until we actually see the results of our actions. Because people who are already infected, like it can take 5 or 6 days before they realize it. And then it will take time before we see the results of our actions. Like we need to do the hard work now. And then maybe in a week or two, we see and then things get better. Then things get better. And they will get better, just like they got better in South Korea. And just like they're gonna get better here and there, wherever you live, they're gonna get better too. That's one thing I know for certain. That's one thing I know as sure as the fact that it's raining outside today in Montreal. Oh. That's one thing I know for certain. How are you guys doing today? If you've just joined, leave a comment. Tell me where you're watching from. Tell me if there's any travel questions you'd like me to answer or anything else you'd like to talk about. I think we've already talked about the pandemic for a few minutes here, so I'd rather talk about some different stuff for a bit. Thanks for bringing positive vibes in such times. I'm trying, that's all I can do. Also, I should point out that this is helpful for me too. It's really nice to connect with you guys and do videos like this. So I hope it's good for you and it's good for me. Like we can hang out. Are you in Canada? Yes, I am. Love your video you did of Montreal. Thanks, Jacob. Watching from Spain. Saludos. ¿Cómo estás? Saludos a los gente de Español. De Españ. Oh, man. I'm losing my Spanish, guys. I've been learning French. J'essaie à parler en français on les rues de Montréal. I'm starting to learn my French, so I'm starting to forget my... It's like you have two languages, English and French or Spanish. When I start to learn Spanish, I forget... What am I doing with my hands? When I start to learn Spanish, I forget my French. When I start to learn French, I forget my Spanish. I know some of you out there are multilingual. Does that happen to you too? Do you find when you get better at one language, you forget the other ones? Or is it just something about my mind that like works that way? Oh, thank you, Marie. The best bagels in Montreal, Saint Viateur. That's exactly the one I was talking about earlier. Saint Viateur. They are delicious, guys. If you're not a bagel fan, if you don't know what the hype is all about, you got to try a good Montreal bagel, and it will open your mind to a new, a whole new world. You know, like it will change your opinion on this. uh, Someone's mom is from Cambodia. Chaya's mom is from Cambodia. That's cool. Cambodia's an interesting place. Gotta love Southeast Asia. Someone's from Philadelphia. Shout out to Lisa. Okay, comment from Martha Hernandez. Me and my daughter work in grocery stores, so it's considered as essential service. Sad to see that still so many people do not take it seriously. Hi from Calgary. I have opinion about this. I have an opinion. And I know I said we were done talking about the negative stuff, but I just want to share one opinion about why, if you go on the streets, you tend to still see some people who are not taking it seriously. And it's because all the people who are taking it seriously, for the most part, are inside. So when you do go outside, because I noticed this too, like a few days ago, I saw two people just kind of laughing and talking and no social distancing, like almost bumping into other people on the sidewalk. And I was just thinking, like, do they not check the news, or are they just so self-centered that they don't care about any of this? Or do they think it's all a media hoax? Like, you start to wonder, like, how do people live their lives like that? And then you realize, like, oh, there's just a very, very few people who think that way. You just happen to see them because you're outside. And of course, that's very unfortunate for people working at grocery stores because, yeah, it's your job. You can't avoid people who decide to not take it seriously. So my thoughts are definitely with you and everyone working jobs like grocery stores these days. I mean, I've been thanking the people at my grocery store every time I'm there. I just say, hey, I know this is a tough time. Thank you for doing this. Just a couple of words of support because sometimes people say, like, Dan, have you had jobs before you were a YouTuber? Like, yes, I have had many jobs. I worked as a pizza delivery guy when I was a teenager, and I learned how much a few words of encouragement can mean to someone. Like when I had a busy day and I was delivering pizzas and I was late for some house because, you know, basically like you'd have 3 pizzas in your car and you'd have 3 different houses to get to. And maybe you get lost on the way to the first one. And then you know the next 2 are going to be a bit late because it's just not going to work out, or the traffic is bad or something crazy happens. And then I got to the 3rd house and I couldn't find it. It was like a one-way street and I missed the turn. So I had to drive all the way around, and then I missed the turn again. And then like I had to park my car and run down the street with the pizza. It was like an hour late. I was so bad. I was so embarrassed to give this woman her pizza. And I was like, listen, like I messed up. I'm sorry. You can call for a refund. We can get your money back. And she was just like super sympathetic, and she was she left me a $20 tip. She was just like, here you go. Like, have a great day. And I was like, oh my God, I want to give this person a hug. Like, this is so cool. I still remember that 10 years later. That was like 10, was it 10 years? I don't know how many years later, but it was a long time ago. And I still remember that. This moment where I expected someone to be like angry and upset and negative and bitter, like, oh, how were you so late? What happened? And then they gave me a tip and said, don't worry about it. Have a great day. And I was like, wow, that person knows how to spread the positivity. So be nice out there, guys. If you order food, be nice to people. If you're at the grocery store, be nice to people. It's like they're just human beings trying to make it through this crazy day just like you are. And when you work a job like that, you definitely learn that. You definitely learn what it's like when you're interacting with people from the other side. As Maria says, we should never underestimate the kindness of strangers. Well said, well said. Did I feel the earthquake in Montreal at 3 a.m.? No, was there an earthquake? Was there an earthquake? I've slept through earthquakes before. I was in Costa Rica and someone said there was an earthquake and I just slept through it. I'm not a good, my body's not good at avoiding earthquakes, I guess. Or I just really like sleeping. What else we got going on? I'm thirsty. Water. Shout out to my IKEA cup. I think I talked about this on the last video. You probably noticed I don't plan a lot for these videos. Mostly my intention is just to turn on the chat, to hang out with you guys, and to see where it takes us. I like to travel that way too, now that I think about it. That's my favorite way of traveling when I reach a new country. I don't like to plan too much in advance. I like to listen to locals and let them tell me where I should go. That's what I did in Mexico. That's what I did in India. I arrived in India. I arrived only knowing Delhi and Mumbai. Those are the only Indian cities I heard of. But when I arrived, any restaurant I went to, any conversation I had with an Indian, I would ask them what's a good place to visit around here? What's a place that not all the tourists know about that you think is a good place to go? Because every country has the tourist trail, the place that the tourists like to get to. But every country has those hidden secrets that the locals know are amazing, but not everyone else knows about yet because they're not Instagrammable or they're not the super popular places. But I like popular places, but I also like to get away from that, see something different. Yeah. It's getting hard though, guys. To be honest, there are so many travelers these days that even when you think you're going somewhere really off the beaten path, you find that, someone else beat me here. You think you're lost in the mountains of India or something and there's gonna be no other foreigners here. You get there, there's all these hotels. You're oh my God, really? Even this place? There are just so many people out there these days. You can still find ways to escape it all, but it definitely takes a bit of work. Julia says, what culture do you like the most? I don't think I can say I like a culture the most. I think that's saying, I think that's saying what shirt do you like the most, or what food do you like the most? It's kind of different tastes for different days. It's not any one culture that I like the most. It's the fact that the world has so many different cultures. That's what I love about traveling, and that's why I keep going to different places, I guess. It's funny. I spent so much time on this channel living in Mexico that I realized that I could have stayed there and just grown the New Travel as a Mexico channel, and just kept growing with that direction. But I knew in my heart that, how can I put this? I knew in my heart that I wouldn't be being true to who I am. Because who I am is someone who always wants to discover something new. And it's the new travel, right? It's that newness, that sense of discovering someplace new that I try to share. And Mexico's great because there's so many different states and cities to visit. So I spent a year traveling the country, seeing different places. And I'm still planning to go back and visit other places like Tijuana, which I've never been to, Chiapas, places like that. But I don't want to reach a point where I feel like I only stayed in a country because that's what the audience wanted me to do and not where I truly wanted to get to. Because the world is big, guys. There's a lot of countries, a lot of cultures to get to. Julia says, what culture surprised you the most? Let me think about that. Maybe I'll get back to that one later. A lot of places have surprised me. What people you learn to love, and do you not know that to be cool, go until this country? I'm not sure I understand the question, Marcio. I think what that means, I think the question is, what place did you not know you loved until you got there? And I'll tell you, when I went to Kazakhstan last year, that was a mind-blowing experience because Kazakhstan used to be part of the Soviet Union, so it's kind of connected to Russia, but it's also kind of connected to Asia because it borders China. And it's just a country that we don't know anything about. And I don't know if I've told this story on YouTube before, but like when I got invited there by Kazakhstan Tourism, I got the email saying they wanted to send me there, and I thought it was a joke. I was like, okay, Kazakhstan Tourism. I thought it was like one of those emails from a Nigerian prince saying like, here, you're like, we're gonna send you money. So I responded, but I was thinking like, there's no way this is real. And then I kept talking with them, and they're like, yeah, here's the itinerary. Here's the other travel vloggers who are gonna be there. And I'm like, oh damn, is this real? And then like a few weeks later, they had booked my flight. I'm like, okay, I'm going to Kazakhstan. Here we go. That was a crazy experience. And got to meet other travelers, got to hang out with them. And that's the kind of thing that only happened because I left like that possibility open. I just said, you know what? I don't care where I'm going to. I'll travel to anywhere. I'll travel to anywhere that I don't know anything about, as long as I know there's a degree of safety. For example, now I wouldn't travel because I don't think it's a safe environment for airplanes and stuff like that. I wouldn't travel to there's some countries like Syria, for example. Obviously, Syria's had a lot of wars recently. I know some YouTubers who have gone there recently, and that's another debate. Some people say like, hey, this country's going through a lot of tough times. You probably shouldn't be promoting tourism because it's not very safe at the moment. Other people say, well, we're not promoting tourism. We're just trying to like show what the people are like and show what the culture is like. So I've been thinking, well, should I go to places like that too? Should I go to some more, I guess, adventurous countries where most travelers don't go to? Because I could see myself going to places like that, but it just depends on the direction I want to take my channel. That's one nice thing about, well, it's not a nice thing, but that's one consequence of the whole lockdown situation with travel. It gives me time to stop and reflect on what direction I want to take things, what videos I want to make when we're all back. Oh, I'm getting thirsty. Might have to wrap this one up soon, guys. I know there's about 50 of us watching right now, and I appreciate every one of you spending your Sunday with me. Yeah. I got a new logo for the new travel. Did you guys see that? I don't know if I've even shared it. I put it on my my YouTube page. Let me show you what this looks like. Where are we? Yeah. What do you guys think? This was designed for me by a designer in Montreal, a guy named Eduardo. And basically, my idea of it, at least the idea where the concept came from, was, you know, we all have this image of the world where it can be a beautiful place, you know? But sometimes the negativity can get to be too much and can change the way we see things. But I think we need to hold on to that beautiful image, that kind of childlike image that we have of the world, and show people that things aren't so bad, you know? So that's kind of the idea. It's kind of like a kid who's holding on to the world as it floats away. Oh, I'm getting some positive comments about the logo. That's awesome. Thanks. I'm glad you guys like it. We spent a while working on this. Do I have other images to share? Yeah, there's another one. So I've been thinking about making a t-shirt, or, I mean, obviously I could make a sticker out of that. There's a few different ways I could go. If people are interested in some merchandise or something like that, I'd be making it mostly just to like spread the new travel and just to give people something cool to wear. So I've had that idea for a while. But you'll have to let me know if you're interested in that. If I get enough people who want to see that, we can make it happen. Yeah, some iron-on patches. That's a good idea. It does kind of look like a patch that you could put on a backpack or something. Like even just that. I don't know. I think it's cool. Hope you guys think that too. What else is going on? What else is going on in my life? Not too much. I mean, I made the logo. I did a live stream just yesterday, so maybe that's why I don't have so much to talk about right now, because we just did one. But if you guys want to see more live streams, I could do more of these. The reason that for the last week, oh, someone's got to go. Okay, bye-bye. See you next time. As always, I'm Dan for the New Travel. See you next time, as I always say. But yeah, so for the past week, I've been doing these little video updates just to try and keep the positivity going, keep the videos going. But if you guys prefer these live streams, maybe I could do more live streams. Because for me, the best part of doing videos right now is just to connect and hang out with you guys. Like when I make a video, I'm happy to see it, and then I like to see comments, and I like to see, okay, you know, people are watching it. With these live streams, because I don't usually do them, I feel that YouTube doesn't push it out to all my subscribers. Some people don't see it because they don't, I mean, that's YouTube algorithm stuff. They kind of push the content that you know works for that channel. So if I do a YouTube vlog from Mexico, I'm kind of known for that video, or Brazil or something like that. So YouTube shows it to a lot of people. If I do a video like this, they aren't as used to that, so it could take time. Like maybe I do 10 of these and then it starts to, like, every day it gets bigger or something like that. But I need to commit to that idea to see where it gets to. And yeah, if you guys are into the live streams, we could definitely keep them going. John says I'd expand it a bit. Oh, he's talking about the logo. I'm gonna read over all these comments afterwards to see if there's anything important that I missed, because yeah, it's great. Live stream is good, but my English no is very good. Kick. I love that, man. I love when I see comments of people who are practicing their English with the new travel. I love the fact that that's just so cool. People from different languages, different cultures, all tuning in. I think it's great. Someone says, this is nice, but I like the videos also. I like the videos also as well. I like the videos too. As I said earlier, it's a weird time to be a content creator because, well, you all know why it's a weird time. It's a weird time for everyone. And I'm still trying to figure out the content that's going to work the best. Maybe I'll do more of those short positive videos like I did last week. Maybe there will come a day when I decide that, you know, what I really got to do is travel. What I really got to do is travel videos, because that's what you guys know me for, and that's what I'm meant to be doing on YouTube. But for the moment, I just want to connect with you guys however I can. And yeah, by all means, let me know your thoughts on what you want to see in these upcoming weeks, because I've been messaging some other YouTuber friends, and we're all in this weird place of like, every day you wake up and you're like, oh my God, what can I make a video about? Because like, what does my video matter when so many crazy things are happening in the news? Like, will anyone even want to watch? Does anyone even pay attention anymore? But as my mom said to me when I was talking to her, like, we all do need positivity. So even if it's a small thing, like a 5-10 minute video from someone you like watching, I think that can make a good difference in some little way. Thanks, Esteban. Thanks, Shivam. Thanks, Martha. Thanks, Daniel. Thanks, Julia. Thanks, Marcio. Thanks. I can't read Russian, but thank you as well. Thanks to everyone who tuned in today. I think I'm going to end this video. Take a little walk. How's it going, Nari? Can I show them what you're cooking?
Yeah.
You guys want to see what's going on in the kitchen before we say goodbye?
Okay. Yeah.
Ooh.
And this is radish.
What's that?
Radish.
Oh.
Wax chili pepper powder.
Looks great.
I hope so. My first time cooking it, so ready to eat.
Ready to eat. Ready to eat. Oh. Okay, guys. As always, I hope you enjoy your Sunday. By the way, I do cooking too. Just because Nari's cooking right now, that doesn't mean I'm like never cooking. Normally we share the cooking. I am a lucky guy though. She is a great cook. And yeah, I think that's where we're gonna end for today. Do you guys have any quick, rapid questions for me to answer before we sign off? Have a great day, Nari. Okay, I'll pass that message along. Yummy food. Q&A video next. Okay, that's a good idea. If I do a Q&A video, yeah, maybe I can ask you guys for questions before, and then I can plan like a proper edited sit-down Q&A video. I think that'd be cool to catch up as well. Don't forget, like sometimes I'll ask questions on Instagram. You guys can always check out my Instagram, and like if I do a Q&A, I could ask for questions before on Instagram or Facebook, or you guys know how that stuff works. Anyway, final words for today. As I call this video, don't forget, we might be apart, but we are together. And my intention with this video is just to remind people that we can stay together in whatever way we can. But I'm not the only one doing this. Even if you don't have a YouTube channel, think about the people around you who you can connect with. Think about the ways that you can stay strong and keep the community spirit up, even when things feel like they're down. Because human history isn't like decided. Like we get to decide how this plays out. It's not like everything is already figured out. It's not like, oh, the next year, 2020 is canceled, 2020 sucks, like let's wait till next year. No, we get to decide how long this lasts. Maybe it'll last a month, maybe it'll last who knows how many months. But if we all make the right choices and look after each other, we're gonna make it through this a lot quicker. And I think that's what we need to hold on to. It's not lost, it's not hopeless. We have the chance to make things better. And we all gotta make that choice every single day. That's all I got for you. Talk to you later. Peace.